good morning, everybody. If I seem distracted today, I may very well be because I'm sitting right here in the studio live, because you know when we do this and I'm here, we are live, and right now just outside the studio is a truck grinding up half of the road, I reckon, because it is so noisy, it is so crazy. It is like, blah, and they are shredding trees and shrubs. And I'm like, this is really not the perfect timing for them to be out there doing that. But you hear that? Can y'all hear it? I can hear it, and it's going, ah. So if you hear some crazy noise, no, it's not us. It is a tree grinder outside the building. That's the great thing about live TV. What you see is what you get. And today you are going to get a little of I've been pretty quiet about how I feel about the politics lately. I've been pretty quiet about how I feel about the craziness in America. But today, no, the quiet's over. You see this flag sitting beside me? We are approaching Memorial Day. And so on Memorial Day, I get pretty emotional. Number one, because I have a dear friend, Lucy Harris, who lost her only son because America went crazy. And on 9/11, evil, violent men came to our shores and destroyed the Twin Towers, took lives, and took our safety net. You know how we used to feel safe in America? Well, I'm sorry, but with the open border that we have had during I'm not even going to call it an administration, during the antics of the people in the White House right now, I am scared to death. I am scared that it's going to get worse. I am scared that some of these people from foreign countries who have come in here already committing murders, already committing rapes, already attacking police officers. I am scared that among those who at the rate of about 4,000 per day are illegally coming into our country, one of them is going to be the mastermind to the next attack on America, and it scares me. When there's an attack on the world or an attack on America, American soldiers show up. Today we are saluting each and every one who ever served, each and every one serving today, but more than that, we want to remind you, Memorial Day is not about hot dogs, hamburgers, jet skiing, or barbecue. It is about the American soldier who gave it all. And today we're going to salute many of those who gave it all. When we think about Noah Harris, he was Ellijay's son. He was Ellijay's amazing boy. He was Ellijay's everything in athletics, in wrestling, in being in ROTC. He was just a good guy. And Ellijay lost him because of 9/11, and I'm scared. I'm just scared that America kind of went to sleep for 4 years, and we've slept through the worst antics in American politics, and I'm hoping that you wake up now, and anybody who didn't vote the other way, I hope that you realize that we have to protect America, and that means closing the border. The border should never have been opened. We should never allow 4,000 illegal immigrants, many of them from China, from Egypt, from you name it. I mean, they're coming from everywhere. These are not just people looking for something. This is people who scare me. And when they come here and they go to New York City and they attack police officers, when they come to Georgia and they kill a beautiful, innocent young woman, when they come to Florida and they attack and rape a child, yeah, I'm scared. And so I hope that you get scared. And I hope when you go to the polls, you vote as if you are scared, because I am. I am. We have to ask some prayers for our buddy Mike Smith. He just had knee replacement surgery, and he had the big deal done. And so we want to pray that he gets well very, very fast, because I have a little bit of a job we'd like for him to do. I want him to meet some precious people I met that I spent time with yesterday, who would like to get married, and they want to talk to Mike and see if he'd like to be the pastor who does that. So it's so funny, because I said, oh, you can get married in the botanical gardens, oh, you can get married here, you can get married there. There's so many beautiful places outside to get married. And I just thought, how cool is this? How cool is this They are getting married later in life because they had had previous lives, and sadly cancer ended some of that. And that's what life is about. It's about going on and enjoying every moment until the end. Well, often the end comes too soon for our young military, and we have saluted the Gold Star parents in the past, and today we're going to recap and go back to a program with Lucy Harris. But first, I want to show you a precious little girl who turned 1, and I want to show you some fiddlers who are going to be fiddling up in Blairsville in the about the next 4 weeks. They're going to have the Georgia Fiddlers Convention, and it's going to be talked about here on Monday because Scott Barker's going to be here, and Scott's going to bring some folks with him, and we're going to be talking about this. I want you to get involved in it because it's going to be not only paying off some money, it's going to get you some recognition. So if you like to fiddle, if you like to do, there are going to be several instruments involved. And then there's going to be the best group. So if you have a great gospel bluegrass group, we want you to come out. And again, there's going to be a lot of prize money and a lot of bragging rights when this is over. And so we're going to share a little bit of the music. We tried to share it the other day, and it was in low gear, and I guess y'all were sitting there thinking, what in the world is happening? So here we go, and it sounds right today. Lord have mercy. Watching them just made me feel so inferior. I can barely walk and chew chewing gum. So if you think, what talent, what amazing talent, and put it on your calendar beginning 9 a.m. on June the 15th, there's going to be a Georgia Fiddlers Convention competition in Blairsville, Georgia, and we're going to talk about all of that on Monday when Scott Barker brings a gang with him, and we'll just find out all about it. Now, because I've been so unavailable because I'm in Cherokee County every day, showing houses, selling houses, writing up contracts, going to closings, busy, busy, busy. Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord. I have not been able to get out and promote these CDs like I did last time, and so we have some friends who are helping with it. Napa here in Ellijay and the Merle Norman studio over on Yukon Road, you can pick up a copy of that here. Now I'm going to tell you what's on here, all but one song, and y'all are just going to have to buy it to find out what it is, and it is a weird song. Welcome to Ellijay, Long Black Limousine. Of course, that's my favorite. All I have to offer you is me. Break My Mind, Green Green Grass at Home, Miller's Cove, Mr. Me, It's a Matter of Time, Visit Me on Sunday, Okie from Muskogee, I Threw Away the Rose, and Lose Your Mind, and then the last one. I'm not telling you because I'm like, what? But you can tell this man likes Merle Haggard. He likes a lot of the same people I liked, and so it's really cool that he's got this. It's out there. Pick up a copy. It is all newly mastered. If you have the old copy, this one is a little bit more unique, a little bit better, but it has a lot of new songs on it, so pick up a copy. Now, I ask y'all to say a prayer for Mike Smith, and I share this book with everybody all the time. God keeps showing up. And I want to share something, because Mike told this story on the air one day, and I'm just going to read a little bit about it. He said that he got the thoughts to do this because God showed up when his 4-year-old child was diagnosed with cancer. Sometimes it seems like God is just not there. Things happen in our life and we get knocked down and we struggle to get up. We look up, but we can't see God. We don't see him, we don't feel him, and we don't sense his presence. I certainly felt that way when my son, who is 4 years old, was diagnosed with cancer. Through that time in my life, I kept asking the question, where's God? But when I looked back, I could see that he was there the whole time. I couldn't always see him, hear him, or sense him, but he was with us the whole time. I was not alone. We are not alone. We never have been, but we learn that the trials and storms of life keep coming. Boy, is that not the truth. So whatever you're facing today, see that? God keeps showing up, and he will show up in your life, and then you'll go, oh, I get it. I understand now. I know why things are happening. We're going to share some photos with you, and I want to tell you one of them is of the cutest little red-headed girl. Now, we don't know where she got her hair, but we know who her parents are. And so somewhere down the bloodline, there was a bright redhead that was absolutely beautiful. Now, that's not her. That is Riker John. So there's Riker John, and these were some photos that we left for Mother's Day that I didn't get to, so there you go. And there's Tori, who ran in a relay race, a long race, a marathon actually, in honor of her mom as they raised money for suicide prevention. That's what we do. We remember our moms that are gone. And then there is Granny Olga Burgess. Every time I went to visit, this precious soul made me the best cookies in the world. I can taste them today. I wish I had about 12 of them today. And then we have to remember Jen, the mom who was with us for years and years and years and lost that battle with cancer. So there are so many women who have lost that battle with cancer. Actually, my real estate broker is battling cancer, and she has been dealing with it a long time, but she's doing great. She has faced so much stuff, and now she gets 6-month checkups, and so we're really hoping that Miss Kim never has to face that battle again. But cancer is one of those things, and sadly, we lose a lot of moms to it. So, and there is my sweet Lucy. Now, this is why we've been a little bit busy. It is so amazing to see Malone's Pond come to be. It has come to be, and it is absolutely gorgeous. The landscaping is amazing. The homes are amazing. We now have 4 that are all, 3 of them are actually move-in ready. The 4th one is almost ready. And it is just such a joy to show these homes, because this is about 1,200 walking feet to downtown Ball Ground. So you can get out and go take your grandkids to the park, take them to get ice cream, take them to get pizza, and never have to start the car, and never have to spend a dime on that outrageously expensive gas we're buying today. But isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful, and just a joy. Now, where are the pictures of that cute little red-headed girl? Because we need to see them, because she's like the showstopper. She just turned 1 year old. And when she turned 1 year old, she's still not walking, but she's getting really, really close. And watch out, Katie, bar the door when she does start walking, because that's when you're like, oh no, we're not in control anymore. So have we got those pictures coming up?
Right now.
Here we go.
I don't have them loaded up.
Oh, okay, we're trying to get them done. Okay, we'll show them to you in a little bit. Well, today I want to share something. My dear friend Lucy Harris has been here with me for many years, and early this morning I was thinking about how, you know, everybody's planning. You got your graduation going on, you got your college graduation, you got your high school graduation. Unless your kid didn't get to graduate from college because they're having protests at their college, which drives me crazy. That's kind of the other point to today's programming. I just want everybody to look back and say, we're going to celebrate a soldier who gave it all so we can act stupid in America. I don't think that's why they gave it all. So I think we need to get together as human beings and stop acting like nuts, because there's some stuff going on campuses. Nobody believes in free speech more than I do, and you know that, because if I had to not give my opinion, I wouldn't be here. You know, it's all about telling the truth and telling how things really are, but you don't get out and do violent things like we have seen in America lately. It's just not right. So today we're going to share a visit with Lucy Harris and I. And we talked about Gold Star parents. It's an honor to be a Gold Star parent, but it's not an honor you would ever want to bestow on yourself. There's so many parents in our communities that we serve who have lost a child in the military. And it is time that we straighten out what is wrong in America. And I think most of you know it comes straight from the top. We've got some problems. I looked at the gas prices coming up here today, and y'all would die laughing. I don't ever buy more than $25 worth at a time anymore, because I'm like, well, it'll come down today, and then I wait and it goes up, and then it's higher the next day. It's just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy. The things we're dealing with, the grocery prices we're dealing with, the housing prices we're dealing with, it's just not what America was set to do. And we've got to get it back. We've got to straighten out our country, and I think together we can do that. So we're going to share some time with my dear friend Lucy Harris. Here we go. Let me get you some milk of magnesia. I needed some Lucy. I needed some Lucy.
And I needed some Cherie.
You've got a book coming out that is The Butterfly Writes Across the Sky. Right. Tell me why.
Oh goodness, it's just a long story. I never ever wanted to write poetry. It's a book of poetry. But about 12 years ago, 3 really good friends, and one of them might have been you, I'm not sure. There were 3 friends of mine who were really going through some things that there was nothing they could do, there was nothing I could do. And when that happens to me and I get really upset, I go out in the woods. I have this special place that I go to, and I just go, why? No one can hear me. I yell and carry on. So I was in the middle of that, and all of a sudden, I can't say that I heard words or saw words in my head, but there were words, and they were just really powerful. So I just said them out loud, and when I said them out loud, I knew it was a poem for my friends.
Wow.
And so I was about a half a mile from home, and I do not trust my mind to remember a lot of stuff.
Yeah. I'm a Post-it note girl.
And I had nothing, you know, so I just started yelling the words out loud and running for the house. And I just said them over and over and over again. I get to the yard, and Rick looks up like, what's wrong? You know, and I said, everything's fine. Poem. You know, and I ran to the house. He's used to me, so he just let me go. And I sat down at the computer, and I wrote this poem. And I sent it to my friends, and they really liked it. And I've been writing ever since then. Little did I know at that time that that poem was going to end up, the first line of it is the title of the book, The Butterfly Writes Across the Sky. And I didn't know that. I was just going to continue to write day after day after day. And I never have stopped, but this will always be my favorite poem because it was the first one. The butterfly writes across the sky. The poet writes of the butterfly. The sun shines, rain falls from above to make a rainbow, expressing God's love. So buzzing bees tickle the ears, hinting of sweetness in dusty tears. The heart has pages meant for turning from cold despair to fiercest burning, as one sun circles, withdrawing its light to allow the stars to prick the night. Awaken the muse, dance round the flame, embracing blessing and honoring pain.
Wow.
Is that a perfect one?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. I just
Wow.
couldn't believe it when I wrote that, you know.
And nobody knows pain like a mother who lost a child.
That's true.
Nobody knows pain like a mother who survived the loss of a child. You were lucky enough that you had a community surrounding you, encouraging you, lifting you. I will never forget pulling up in downtown Ellijay the day of Noah's service, and there wasn't a parking place in the whole town. There were cars from everywhere. There were people from everywhere. There were military cars. There were.
And yellow
It was like
ribbons.
the whole world had come to honor your son. The whole world had come to honor your son. Last week, I found a newspaper article, and I really meant to bring it today, and I left it laying there on the chest of drawers. And it's of a picture of me that was in the Pickens County Progress when Linda from Ellijay called and said, "Hey, we're making yellow ribbons. Will you help?" And we said, "Of course we will." And then we lost David Collins, and then McKaysville lost what was his name, Jared, and it just was on and on. Those ribbons kept honoring those men who gave it all. You know that I get mad, emotional, and angry as 9/11 hits, because the man who masterminded the worst thing that ever happened on American soil has not been sentenced yet, is sitting down there getting 3 meals a day and being treated like royalty, and it really angers me. Your son joined the military because of 9/11.
Right.
9/11 was the turning point in your life forever.
It was.
That was the moment.
I will never forget, no matter what anybody says, I will never forget it.
So I think we need to go to Congress, and we need to tell them, whoever's running Gitmo, and if it's the idiots in D.C., and if you haven't listened to the song Rich Men North of Richmond, you need to do it again and again and again, because there's a bunch of rich men north of Richmond ruining America. They have not sentenced this man. He should have death. There's nothing any different. and they're going to give him a deal if he tells them this and that. I don't care. No. Sentence him to death. Be done with it. Be done with it. But he's sitting there. How many years later? You know, how many meals has he had? How many sunsets has he enjoyed? How many sunrises has he enjoyed? Why did we allow that? It changed so many lives.
It did.
So many lives. I know that you fought to stop Noah from going, because you just said, "Son, you're my only child. Think about it."
Well, I didn't really fight him.
No, I didn't mean.
I didn't mean
to fight.
Because
I mean,
he was bigger than me.
Yeah.
And he was so sweet about it. He just said, "Mama, you don't want to steal my dream, do you?"
Oh my gosh.
And what can you say? You know.
You can't.
And I mean, he believed in everything that is in our hearts about the highest vision of America. And I think he would tell you today that he would defend that guy who was.
Sadly,
he
would.
Noah
Yes,
would
he would.
defend
Yes, he
his
would.
right. He would.
Yeah.
To the very end.
Well, we have given him his rights, and I understand all that. His rights
Just
have
gotta
been
play 'em.
exhausted. Just do it. Just do it. Just don't make us think that we're keeping him up. Just do it. But we are looking at a time right now where I think think about when they did the Afghanistan pullout and they left all those soldiers who...
I don't think, I've written
Yeah.
about that in
Yeah.
here. I don't want to think about
It is so sad and it is so hard because you're not alone. I'm not alone. There are so many, we have so many friends who also buried a child. That is the hardest thing ever. But to express your love for your country still today, your love for humanity still today, that speaks volumes in your words. And your words are coming to reality.
Well,
That's a big
I'm really
deal.
excited about
That's a
it.
big deal.
I learned so much from Noah about poetry because when we were getting ready to write the book about his life, we just couldn't help ourselves. We had to do it. It just came bubbling out of us, and we went through all of his journals that were all about working out and what you should eat and all kinds of how weightlifting and things like that. But then there would be a line of a poem, and then 10 pages later there would be another line. And after a while, I went, one day, this when it really connected, I went, oh, that line goes with that line. And then we started really looking at his journals, and we found some beautiful, beautiful gems. So that's right in the very center of the book. I mean, the exact page. And we didn't exactly plan it that way because Rick is the one who did the book layout. I made it. I never wanted.
Is this an actual picture of a blue sky?
Yeah,
Or
it
did
is an
somebody paint
actual
it? Okay,
picture.
all right.
It's an
And
actual
and
picture.
where is this blue sky?
Somewhere over Ellijay, I think.
Yeah. And every single day, even if the skies are cloudy, you know that the blue skies are coming back.
That's right.
You know
That's
they're going to
right.
come back, and even though you're going through the worst time of your life, you know that the blue skies are coming back.
That's right.
Yeah.
And the butterflies up there writing.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is look up.
Yeah. Now, who was your publisher?
Rick.
He did
Well,
it all.
actually, it's published at Amazon. What happened was, I always told everybody, I'm not doing a book. I'm having too much fun. I put a poem up every day on Facebook. I still do that with an illustration. I like to take pictures, but also there are a lot of great artists in this town who are just so generous with their work. So like today, I have a picture up that was painted by Candy Crawford Day. It just happened to work out that way. And so I would tell people, I don't know if I'll ever do a book. And then last fall, a couple of people who had asked me many times before, okay, when's the book coming? I just told one of them, I think I'm going to do it. And she was like, good, go do it. So it kind of cooked in my head. I was really busy getting ready for Thanksgiving and Christmas and all that stuff that you do. But around Christmas time, I said, okay, I'm going to get started. So it was worse than any term paper that I ever assigned to any of my students. It was horrifying because I had just written and written and written and written. And so what I did was I went through everything that I have written, which I didn't get through all of it. I had to delete a lot of stuff, but.
Whether you're in the mood for chicken strips, a delicious burger, our classic banana split, or an upside-down thick blizzard treat, we've got you covered. Hot and fresh food every day, every time. And delicious DQ soft serve make the perfect pair at your favorite place. Not fast food, fan food fast. Your Blue Ridge, Ellijay, and Jasper Dairy Queens are your meet, eat, and treat headquarters.
Thank you for choosing DQ. How may I serve you?
Georgia Medical Treatment Center now has 2 locations to bring you the high-quality holistic care you've come to know and expect. We treat neck, back, and joint pain with chiropractic care and injection-based treatment without the need for surgery or prescription painkillers. Our medical weight loss program can also provide relief while ridding your body of toxins, pounds, and inches while improving your overall health. Call today for a free consultation, 770-345-2000, or go online to georgiamtc.com.
You know, how you feel on the inside is just as important to me as how you feel on the outside.
Oh, Daddy. I'm grown up, in every way, care and take care of you. You're my grown up and I know you're there. I'm your grown up and you know I care. 'Cause it's you and me and me and you. So when you are okay or not okay, I'll take care of you.
traffic jams and city stuff. Don't you think it's time to go where black bears climb and waters flow? Hummingbirds out on the deck, your feet propped up, and what the heck?
Whether you're swimming in the sea or splashing in the pool, making a masterpiece, or just making memories, writing a great American novel, or writing your term paper that's due tomorrow. Whatever you do in life, Farmers is here to protect it. For all your insurance needs, call Donald Curtis in Blue Ridge.
Today in America, good things are happening, bad things are happening, and sadly more bad than good. Firefighters went into the Twin Towers. Firefighters, police officers, coroners, so many people expose themselves to the horrible chemicals that are often in old historical buildings, and many of them today are losing their lives. Today in Pickens County, sadly, the community will be mourning a mom and a baby boy who perished in a fire while the dad was at work. You know, firefighters put their life on the lines every single day, but after something like this, that firefighter has to walk in and recover the remains of a mom and a little boy. It is a hard, hard job, and nobody knows it any more than the firefighters of New York City when they went into the Twin Towers. We're going to share some footage. This is from our dear friend Paul Nelson, who was a detective in New York City when all this happened. He was on site, he was on scene for months and months and months, and today he is suffering from many different things that happened because he went into the Twin Towers on 9/11. Here we go. I hope that we never forget the day that changed our lives, and I hope that as you go to the polls this year, you will remember that we now have an open border. We had miles and miles and miles of border that was taken down by the current occupant of the White House, and to me, I don't understand why in the world anybody would want to invite violence and evil into our country, and we have at 4,000 people per day coming in. Do the math. And all those people are draining our economy. They are being given EBT cards, they're being given medical care, they're being given rides to New York City, rides to Chicago. They've been given everything that American soldiers should be getting. So yeah, am I a little bit angry today? Just a little bit. And the more I see and the more shenanigans I watch, it really does get my goat. And so I saw a t-shirt today that says it all. Support the country you live in, or live in the country you support. If you do not support America, that door swings both ways. Get out. You don't have to be here. You don't have to enjoy the fruits of this great nation. But if you live in America, please support our flag, support our national anthem, support our God-given right to be here and bear arms. Support our country, for goodness sake. We have given away so much, and it angers me to a point. I have a granddaughter who's going to college, working, has a baby, taking care of her child, and she can't get any kind of federal aid, which just drives me crazy. Because if anybody deserves it, these young single moms who are working and trying and doing their best deserve help. Instead, we are meeting people at the border and giving them a free phone, giving them free food, giving them free everything. We don't care who they are. We don't care what country they came from. We don't care if they're Chinese nationalists that are here to destroy us. We don't care if they came from many of the foreign countries who were involved in 9/11. 9/11 was real. And I hope that the photos you just saw, we did that in silence, because I think that America deserves a few moments of silence to reflect. We are approaching Memorial Day. There were military, there were National Guard, there were servicemen of all statutes who were there that day at Ground Zero. Many of them later lost their lives because they ended up battling cancer just because of all the chemicals in those buildings. We need to support them. We need to support the Gold Star families. We need to support the military coming home with all kinds of emotional problems because what they've seen on the battlefield. We don't need to be supporting people who are sneaking into our country, robbing, raping, and killing our neighbors. We need to get over the craziness and stop it today. And the fact that that wall was taken down just aggravates me to death. And if it were me and I had a hammer and a nail and I was able, I'd be down there rebuilding the wall. I hope that in the next administration, and boy do I hope it's the next administration, that we see our country come back to a safety zone, a place of peace, and a place of sanity, because I think America has just about lost her mind and it scares me to death. Now we're going to share some music because Mr. Ellijay is going to be here in the very, very near future. But today you get a little bit of his music. I think we need just a little bit of good music to get through some of the craziness we're seeing going on. Sit back and hit your DVR and you will have a little bit. And don't forget, his CDs are available at Napa here in Ellijay or over at Merle Norman on Yukon Road. So there you go. Here we go. There's Mr. Ellijay.
Hello folks, Mr. Ellijay here, Dwight Sanford. In 1969, I sang in front of the whole gymnasium up there, the old gym we used to have, for the 7th grade graduation. Miss Marie Ho put me out there in front of everybody, and the place was packed full of students and moms and dads and aunts and uncles. If you were there that night, comment. If you wasn't there that night, then I'd like for you to comment. And it's called All I Have to Offer You Is Me. It's one of the very first songs I ever learned. Before you take another step, there's something you should know about the years ahead and how they'll be. You'll be living in a world where roses hardly ever grow, 'cause all I have to offer you is me. There'll be no mansions waiting on the hill with crystal chandelier, and there'll be no fancy clothes for you to wear. Everything I have is standing here in front of you to see. All I have to offer you is me. Sweetheart, I'll give you all my love in every way I can, but make sure that's what you want while you're still free. The only gold I have for you is in this wedding band, 'cause all I have to offer you is me. There'll be no mansions waiting on the hill with crystal chandelier, and there'll be no fancy clothes for you to wear. Everything I have is standing here in front of you to see. All I have to offer you is me. All I have to offer you is me. It's on Pumpkin Center CD. Let me know what you think. Don't you think you should have called to tell me you were coming down? Ah, you look so out of place on this lonely side of town. It's a place where losers go when they've nothing left to give after losing you. I just lost the will to live. Do you believe me now? I've told you time and time again, I ain't nothing without you. Do you believe me now? Do you believe me now? Look at the living dying proof. My heart and soul is in your hand. Do you believe me now? I don't know what changed your mind. I don't know if this is real. I don't know if it's a dream. I only know how good you feel I'll find a place to turn around on this road of no return. Do you believe me now? I've told you time and time again, I ain't nothing without you. Do you believe me now? Do you believe me now? Look at the living dying proof. My heart and soul is in your hands. Do you believe me now?
Okay, a little bit of truth, a little bit of reality about America today, a little bit of music about America today. I love Charlie Pride. That was one of the first songs that Mr. Ellijay learned. I also love a redheaded little girl that we want to show you a picture of. Her name is Noah Rose Christensen, and she is the daughter of Bree and Tim Christensen. A lot of what you see on ETC is produced by him, and look at that baby. We don't know where she got her red hair, but she has got the brightest, boldest, beautiful red hair. She is adorable. And happy, happy birthday to Noah Rose. She is so precious. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Now we're going to leave you with one more song by Mr. Ellijay, and you are going to see him in the near future. He said, I promise. And I said, quit making promises you can't keep. He said, well, I'm just still studying on getting this music finished. Get out today, enjoy the day, enjoy the weather, but remember there is a family in Jasper hurting because a mom and a little baby boy perished in a fire, and the dad was at work, and he and the family will need your support. So pray for somebody else today, and when you do, I guarantee you God will answer your prayers. I'll see you soon.
I'll bet they're singing in heaven tonight, 'cause Jesus just called to find one home. I gave my mom a temporary farewell today. I held her hand and watched her fade away. Out among the angels to heaven's peaceful shore, to be with our sweet Jesus and live forevermore. Mommy went the way she always wanted to go, from here to there in just a moment's glow. She didn't have to suffer, she just drifted off to sleep into the arms of Jesus, forevermore to keep. And I'll bet they're singing in heaven tonight. They're gathered in join hand in hand. I know the angels are filled with delight, 'cause they've got my little mommy in the band. If there's someone with trouble singing sweet harmony, she'll help them on the part just the way she used to me. And if someone needs a friend just to sit and talk with them, she'll answer every call, even if it's 3 a.m. Yes, I'll bet they're singing in heaven tonight. They're gathered in on heaven's shining shore. I know the angels are filled with delight, and Mom won't be alone anymore. I'll bet they're singing in heaven tonight, 'cause Jesus just called to find one home. Yeah, Jesus sure called to find